Thank you, Merrilyn. That was amazing. There's a lot of student teachers in the room who might have been reflecting on your own schooling experiences. And it's actually really hard because I suspect that most of you were actually in the top maths class and actually may not be really aware yet of the challenge that you're going to have teaching some of these students who are struggling with mathematics. Quite a few of you haven't been out for your first professional experience yet, so you probably might be wondering what's in store. I'm hoping that you'll get to chat to some of the real teachers during the day and they'll put your mind at rest. And I'm hoping that some of the real teachers will be able to offer to take you on your professional experience and help you to actually do these sorts of things. But Merrilyn, can I say thank you so much for coming down from Brisbane. I know you're very busy and you've got a lot on your plate as head of school, but we really do appreciate the fact that you've come, you've joined us to help us launch this fabulous community of practice. So thank you very much. Before Merrilyn sits down, we have time for some questions. So this is your opportunity. What would you like to ask?
I'd like to hear your comparison in that project between the fully qualified secondary mathematics teachers and the out-of-field teachers and how they reacted to what you asked them to do.
That's a really good question, Stuart. Thank you for that. I think initially I found the out-of-field teachers more open to some of the ideas that I wanted to engage them with, because they didn't have a prior professional history in the discipline. And I think that tends to confer a more open frame of mind. But over time, the qualified maths teachers did open their minds. It just took time. The other difference that I often notice in that project and in the other projects where I work with teachers, and I work with teachers from first year out, and in fact in that particular project I had a number of my own graduates who turned up, so that was really lovely, including one from the first group I taught in 1997 through to the last group I taught in 2007. Another interesting difference I notice is that it's often the beginning teachers who are very open and willing to try new ideas. Again, the more experienced, this is not hard and fast, it's not all, experienced teachers are unwilling, but again, that changes over time as well. So time is important, very important in professional learning, that teachers are allowed time to think about their practice and what they might try. Time to try things and to fail. Because that's what happens when you try something new. It doesn't go right the first time. And that's the same for me as a teacher and a teacher educator. You try something the first time and it's a disaster. Well, not a disaster, it just doesn't work. But what matters is what you do next and what you learn from that. So I hope that's a very important message for pre-service teachers and early career teachers here. This is a very fruitful time in your career where I hope that you will be willing to try out new things, because you will find experienced teachers in schools who will support you in that. And I've also been very lucky to work with experienced teachers, as I'm sure the ones here are the same, who love having pre-service teachers and beginning teachers come to their school, because it's energising. Because you're young, you're enthusiastic, you're full of new ideas, your presence is a form of professional development for experienced teachers.
Absolutely. Any more questions or comments or reactions? John?
Merrilyn, do you know any examples where the school mathematics curriculum up to the end of senior secondary school consists of only one course?
No, I don't. Not around the world, although I suspect, I don't know, I'd have to check with Finland to see what's But one interesting piece of research I came across, which doesn't entirely answer your question. I mean, I think it's because mathematics itself is such a diverse discipline, and there are so many different kinds of mathematics that help students, go to different kinds of destinations. So, I mean, I don't have a problem at all with having different types of mathematical subjects in Year 12. I think that's entirely appropriate. But there was an interesting study that looked at the mathematical achievement of students in different countries based on whether the country had, a curriculum where everyone followed the same pathway versus a curriculum that was segmented and differentiated, different tracks. And this study showed that there was higher achievement in the countries where there was no differentiation, of the curriculum. Now, that's not a causal relationship, right? That's very important to understand. There may have been other complex things going on there. But no, it just seems to be possibly because of the nature of the discipline, and at some stage students have to start specialising. You can't stay at school forever working out what you want to do. So it has to happen sometime. But no, I'm not aware. That doesn't mean that there aren't any. Yes, there are.
Actually, I think there is. I think in the UK system, the MEI system, rather than having a hierarchy of 2-unit extension 1, extension 2, they have a suite of courses. Everyone takes the same fundamentals, and then they specialise whether they want more statistics, more modelling, more pure mathematics, and so on. So I think in effect they have actually broken down the idea that the courses have a hierarchy. And they've been doing that, I think, for about 10 years?
Yeah, it's a modularised curriculum now in the UK.
Yeah, they've modularised it, and it's a very good curriculum, I think.
Well, I've actually got colleagues in the UK who say when it was first introduced, it was a disaster for mathematics because you do actually require some prerequisite knowledge to do mathematics in the senior secondary school. You can't start from scratch. And I think that's another reason, why you get specialised subjects there as well. So there is a pathway to follow.
Thank you, Merrilyn.